We had lots of fun with these fun little houses. So let me show you, for those of you that haven't seen. Indeed, Joanna, the papers are amazing. So this, on page 24-25, this is the suite that we used last weekend. And I have fallen in love with these papers more and more and more. The more I play, the more I love. Now, that launched today is a designer series paper promotion of 15% off our designer series papers, a select few, and this is one. So you can get your hands on this paper to have a good old play yourself. There's dies there that cut a lot of the shapes within, but they're not, if you are a lover of fussy cutting, which I know many of my ladies are, they're not difficult shapes to cut, little, straight houses and what have you. So what have I got to start with? So I'm going to, Poppy Parade is one of the colours in the suite. And I've actually pulled in some Night of Navy here as a layer. Let's just pull you down a little bit. So I've pre-cut a few bits here to just kind of get us going. Now, there was one card that we made, which was this card, which you may have seen me put out quite some while ago. Now, this church is fussy cut from one of the big sheets of paper. It's the one that has got like a full scene on it, and it is gorgeous. But when you cut into it, you're kind of left with this piece here. And I want to call myself sometimes a bit of a frugal crafter. I think if you can make use of these pieces, then you need to. So that was where that came from. This piece. Good evening, Julia. You've thrown more in your basket, have you? Wise lady. So have I. And believe me, I've still got loads left. So I have now cut this down. I've kept some width this side. This was cut straight in from the side, so there was no side on that one at all. I've kept some width this side for some adhesive, and I have just trimmed that down to sit on a matting layer. Now, okay, there's a great big gap here, but when we cover that up with a band across there, you're not even going to see that. And that is where these are these pieces that you think to yourself, it's wasteful to throw it away and cut it into pieces, but that is going to make for a great little matting layer. So I can see, Linda, you are watching, and your kit has been, why is that not coming out? Your kit has been ordered in. Why is that not? Let's just get that. Just give that a little, see if that helps. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm in business. I actually haven't been crafting today. I've been doing lots of, it's the first of the month, and so lots of odd bits of admin need to be done. So here we go. Let's get putting this down as a layer. So I've just chosen a size that I think sort of fits in nicely here. And so this looks pretty ghastly, really, and so we need to do something about that. So in my little tub to the right of me, I have no idea if this is going to work, but I had a really lovely stitch scallop layer here, which I thought would be nice to use the scallop across the top and the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off one side of that. This so needs cleaning. It's got lots of gloopy glue that's caught there. And then you see, if I put that kind of there and now trim that this side, it covers up that whole piece in the middle, and you wouldn't even know that that had been there before. Oh, that pencil's run out. So Now I'm only marking this. I would have normally gone to the end, but I don't want it to go right to the end. I think I want it to go up to the edge of the red patterned paper. So we will cut that off. Okay, and there is that. So let's stick that down. So this is just a frugal way of making use of some of those leftover pieces that you might have from your kit. So there's a panel, and gone is that piece that we had sticking out before, or cut out before. So we had quite a few leftover houses. Now I'm wondering whether I should find a different colour house. I've pulled out red, but I'm wondering whether I should maybe put a different colour. Let's have a look. Oh, oops, I have got lots in here. Good evening, Linda. Lovely to have you here. Oh, look, I've got a red one there. A red or a green one. Let's just pull those out and see if it might look better with a different colour. Maybe the blue. Maybe the blue. Depends if I'm going to go. Right, I'm going to. That's all right, Louise. You're not late. Don't worry. I was telling everyone all about my glasses and my husband's wedding ring that had gone missing, which is now back in its rightful place. Good, Linda. I am so pleased you are looking forward to that. Now, this sentiment, so Itty Bitty Christmas, it was, where is it? This sentiment, from our house to yours, that had me think of this particular card. So I am now thinking of doing which house do we, you see all these little diddy houses? They are so tiny and I love them. Look, which house do we want to put? Do we want a little one? See, I feel like actually that's the one, the darker, for the depth of field. I think that's nice actually. So this is the play on words of from our house to yours. So it's that distance of the two houses, which I thought would be nice. Let's just move. A birthday present to yourself, yes. That's a bit too big. Okay, so we will, let's get some of that. Now, do I want to put any sky, or do I feel... Ooh. See, this is the problem with this paper. It is so gorgeous. You can play for hours. Absolutely hours. Now, do I want to put any more patterned paper here? That's the only thing. Do I put... Hang on. Do I put a strip there, or is that going to start getting too busy? I think it might start getting too busy, actually. So I'm going to refrain and just keep this one quite simple. And I'm going to do as I had before. Although I like 3 trees. Stitch so sweet, these lines. I'm a creature of habit, aren't I? This one was already cut and left over in my scraps tub next to me here. So I thought, well, I would just use it up. But see, I'm really showing you it's a set you need to have. Let's do maybe that. What do we reckon? Sponge it with blue for the sky. I did think about that. But I would only do the most subtle, and I might do pool party actually. Let's have a look. Pool party. As I do think more patterned paper on there is just going to be a little bit too busy, I think. Let's see, shall we? Let's have a little, right, where is my, before we dismiss it entirely, yeah, let's just see. You never know. It could be wrong. Right, I will need to straighten that up, but we could trim that down and then add, what do we reckon, with the sky, or what was that? Also, just keep me egging on by these dies. They are lovely. I don't know, maybe I will. Okay. So, I want to do in there. Let's just see what this, where's that pencil gone? Are you teasing her, making her, Louise, have to buy them? I have to say there are some fab images in there to be used all year round, not just for Christmas. House move, new car, passed your driving test. So many things. You like it with the blue paper? Yes, I was unsure whether it would be a bit too busy at the top, but actually I quite like it. And then we'll put that in there, that in there. Yeah, with the sky. I agree, with the sky. Okay, so let's get this stuck down then. It needed something else, didn't it? And if it wasn't that, I was going to do the sponging. You've got 3 different sets of houses now, have you, Sylvia? They're just so versatile, aren't they? A house is a house is a house. We're always going to need houses in these sets of ours. Right, so we'll put our house at the very back. This is from our house to yours. We will then add these ones where I will put that. I must admit, I think I'm a bit of a sucker for the sets with houses in, and I'm sure I've bought many in the past. Many, many, many. And I'm sure I will continue to. Looks like a snowy hill, exactly. And that one. And then I think we'll add dimensionals onto these ones, just to give some lift. So as I say, my ladies die cut a whole sheet at my suggestion. And then I suddenly thought, afterwards, I'm like, why have they got so many left? And it was probably because I made 3 of each, because I had to put them out on display in 3 different rooms. That's probably why. So, yeah. But hey, they'll use them up. They will. They know they will. Tree to the left of the house to break the red. That's exactly where this one was going. That's exactly where this was going. It was going to overhang the whole piece, and then I thought, good evening, Heather. Lovely to have you here. I hope you are keeping well. Then, yeah, we will add a thing of, so the ladies all received some linen thread to add some very simple bows and threads to it without going crazy. We did have fun. Lots of lovely laughter. You can certainly tell everyone had kind of felt like they'd been locked away for too long and crafting on their own, which is no fun. There we go. There. I want to say a real simple card, and that's using up either scraps or leftover die cut pieces that you just wanted to not go to any waste. There we go. Real simple. Now you could add a sentiment to the front. I feel that's actually probably got enough going on. So I think probably what I would do in this instance with this one is put a matting layer in and put my sentiment on the inside and just leave the front with that. Because I just fear the only other thing we could do is what I plan on doing on one of the other cards. So let's have a little look. I've brought in this double punch. Oh, can you see that? This double punch here, which is fantastic. And I have pre-cut a piece to 3/4 of an inch. And which side shall I put this? Actually, I'm going to put this in this side. Thread that in. I like to double check at the back that we've got that straight and give that a punch. Like that side very much. Okay, where is that stamp that I said about? Did I put it away? Yes. Let's just see. I may not use this on here, and I'm going to actually stamp that with Night of Navy rather than black. The punch is on your wish list, Julie. I just think punches like that, tag punches, are so useful because even if it's for a gift and not on card making, I've been at craft fairs before now, and other ladies and gents doing crafts have wanted, there you go, have wanted tags to label the things they're selling, and they have come along and purchased these punches for that very reason. So they don't have to be used by somebody that is necessarily doing paper crafts. Now I could add that there, but I fear, do we think that would be too much? I feel like it probably will. You let me know. I know there's a delay, so I'm going to give you a moment whilst I start gathering together the bits for my next card. As I say, I am tempted to put that on the inside. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts there? Anyone? Do we like with the tag? You like it with, or do you think without? You like it there, do you? I just think it brings in that kind of, okay, let's add that. Right, I don't know if I've shown you this. I'm sure I have. I've certainly shown my ladies that come to class. So now I'm never that great at doing. I'm going to mark where I want this to go. And I am going to punch a hole. Now I've already tied my bow here. So what I'm going to do, this is really nifty if you are doing things like craft fairs again, which I know at the moment we're probably not, but can you see I've just snipped that off at an angle. So what I can do now is I can hook that. Oh, I'm trying to do it one-handed. I can hook that in and over, and that now looks like it was put in there originally. The hole is there, but should I wish to change that to a completely different sentiment tag, I can do so. And that is a really nifty little thing, something I used to do with a lot of my things I got ready for craft fairs. And then suddenly, if you wanted to repurpose it because you didn't sell enough of them, you can do so by just changing up your tag. So there is one card. And as I say, you know me, I always leave my insides until I'm ready, more often than not, to send it. Then I can stamp it and do that with it. So that is my first one for you. Then, which one shall I do next? I think I'm going to do something I'm going to use, can't decide. You like that little tip? Can't decide whether. I'm going to sponge this up. It needs to be this one. Okay, so I'm going to use Night of Navy. And Night of Navy ink. Ah, Kayleen, thank you. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Night of Navy ink and a sponge. I am pleased you like the first card. Let's get inky now with the next. So this is just a regular matting layer that has gone down a couple of 1/8 of an inch for the purpose of a border. And I'm just going to sponge up. I'm going to do this bit first and get this bit ready. I might even do, I've got 3 cards for you this evening. The last one being a shaker card. So I'm just darkening up the outside a little bit to give a bit of a focal point. Now you're not going to see an awful lot of this when I cover the middle in a minute, but you'll get a feel for what I'm up to. Let's just do a bit more. Right, now I am tempted. No, actually I'm going to do that one on the last card, make it even more moody. So there is that. Let me just move that one out the way for the minute. I am now going to, I did a card not dissimilar to this last year. Actually, we'll do that on the last card as well. Just some water. Just going to flick that. That will react with the ink and make it look a little splattered looking. And we will also add a little bit of oINK of Stella. Let's just tapping away, and that I probably can't see what that's doing, but that is just bringing out a few glittery speckles. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to the side to dry. So what have we got now? I will use this piece and Circle dies. Going to use circle dies. Now I can't decide. Maybe do I want that size or that size? This is going to be a bauble. So yes, the paper is in the sale, so you can get lots of it. I think it needs to be the bigger one, do you? A big bauble or a slightly more medium bauble? Right, here's another little tip. So this is now a 1/2 inch strip of gold foil. I'm going to pop that into this side this time, and give that a punch. Yeah, I'm thinking the big one. I think it needs to kind of be a real statement piece. That's not very straight. See, that's because I didn't check, and I do like to normally check I've got it in there. Oh, in there. And then let's just make sure it's as straight as I can get it, which that isn't. That's better. That's better. She is drunk. Right, since I've got my circle dies and I've got my little scallop, I'm going to take that to just add a little scallop to that, and I'm going to die cut a circle. So let's just do those 2 bits. Now you're probably asking, why am I doing that little gold piece with just a tiny bit? Oh dear. Just a tiny bit of scallop. All will become clear in a second. You see? That is the tip of a bauble. So here's that, and let's put those away. Yep, bauble topper tip. Cool, that you need to put your teeth in for that one. Yep, the top of the bauble. I was searching my punches to see what I could come up with, and that was the best. You see, amongst all my sponging there, that was the best I could come up with. And since I've used that punch for the tag, it just seemed, it's on the desk, it seemed so perfect to use that. So I then want, what should we do? I could do with some, I should have die cut an additional. Okay, I've got a scrap here of shimmer white. You like? What have I just done with those? I've just put them back prematurely. Let's get that same size circle out. So in this circle, we are putting a festive scene. Now, I don't need all of that cutting, so I'm just going to very quickly die cut a part of it. I just think this paper, you can sit and fussy cut in front of the telly, you can die cut it. There is so much that you can do with this. And what I also love is there is so many pieces of it, the smallest of pieces, that you can make use of. You know, really small pieces you can still be making use of. So there you go. Just tear a piece there. Now, there is a piece of paper that's got little houses on. I have to say, in some ways, this is probably my favourite piece. Yes, they're tiny. And yes, I've been fussy cutting them. but I love them. I absolutely love them. And I just take them into the house in this little tray and a good pair of scissors, my paper snips, and I cut away. So let's have a look at how many of these houses I'm going to want on here. And we will want a little fussy cut queen. I don't know, I can think of a few other fussy cut queens. There's definitely a few of us around. It's therapeutic. It's very therapeutic. What's this one? Maybe that house. See, and don't feel afraid to overlap them. That's probably better. And maybe a tree behind, perhaps. Now, here's another little thing. I was saying this to my ladies the other day. Have I got a sheet that... okay, so let's just say, for argument's sake, here, this isn't the best of, but you see here, there's a tip of a tree. Well, this is what I say about the tiniest pieces of this you can still make use of. Which, I mean, you're probably looking at me now and thinking, oh my goodness, I can't believe that she is prepared to do that. But hey, why not? Because that can sit behind and you're making use of that tiniest scrap. So I'm going to keep that there. And now I'm going to start sticking this down. I might even put a little bit of oINK Stella on there. Where have I put it? There, burying it. Takeaway boxes. Yes, they're a good idea to help you carry these things around and sit them on your lap whilst you're watching Gogglebox or whatever it might be that you're watching. Well, I'm flicking it all over there now as well. Last night we were watching the Great British Bake Off. We're getting into that slowly, which is fun. I do like that. So let's start committing to this. Here we go. I think we all like to be a bit frugal there, Audrey. I don't like to see waste where I can help. You've never thought about flicking your oINK Stella. Do you know, that's probably the way I use it more often than not, is to just do that. Now I'm going to add a little bit of dimension to this one. Let's use up these scraps. And add that there. I can hear an owl. I'm going to put that in behind, I think. I'm just going to snip that so that I can tuck it in a little better. Where's my glue gone? Yeah, there's an owl out there you can just hear in the background. So beautiful. We've got a lovely barn owl that comes and visits our garden from time to time. You think yourself you're in one of the Harry Potter films when you see it swoop. It's stunning. Yeah, I think those three. And I will put a scrap of tree at the back. And I could do with one more tree, because you know me, threes. There. Flick your oINK Stella. You're all going to be doing that now, aren't you? Let's just use that. Oh, we did laugh last weekend. That was funny. Right. Put that one there. Right. Then this is Ooh, so tiny. It only needs the tiniest dot. But we will add that there. See, you wouldn't even know unless you looked right down like that. But you get the gist of what I was getting at. And I've got another little tree that I might put just there. And I'm going to need a very small dimensional for this one. Oh, I've nearly used them all. Tiny little one there. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. You'd have thought of everything as well. Oh, bless you, Joanna. Thank you so much. I have to say it was my mission to ensure that everyone felt at ease. Anxiety was not something I wanted anyone to have. Right, so then that, so I'm pleased I achieved that. Let's just... and then add that to the top. I'm hoping I am still live because Facebook has just told me that it can't play my video. So am I still? Yes, it's looking so. It's just done a wobble. Right, so I'm thinking there. Thank you, Daniette, thank you. I'm thinking that there. Now, sentiment. Do we reckon a nice gold? Merry Christmas. I'm liking the way this is going. Thank you, thank you. Oh, good, because my laptop suddenly went black and said that it wasn't playing, so I didn't want to keep going on if I wasn't live. I thought I would perhaps then have had to wait. Now I'm thinking of pulling the red out to add some colour in. So we will take a snip of that to add in a minute. Now, have I got the right... That's going to go up there in a minute. That's going to be stuck down, but I don't want to do that until... Yeah, that is probably going to sit up so that it sits, and then that's going to probably be punched through there. I'm just wanting to position it because I want to see where my sentiment is going to go and whether or not I think if it's going to be this set, celebrate the season, then you like that background and it's so subtle and so simple. What do we think to that one going on there? And I'm wondering, I'm going to be brave here doing this. I'm wondering if I do it in gold. I might have to test run that because it doesn't look like that's been stuck on right. You think gold? Lots of thumbs up there. Let's have a look for my gold powder. It's a sweet sentiment that. I do like this stamp set. Itty Bitty Christmas. And there's lots and lots of lovely, and I've used it quite a bit. It's kind of a staple for Christmas, I think. Right, okay. So, firstly, let's get a block. Is that big enough? Let's get a bigger block. Okay, I am going to first of all see how this stamps, because if that isn't, oh good, it didn't look like it was straight, but it is. So I might regret this, but I'm going to give it a go. So you're with me all the way now, girls. Let's just take down some of that. There you made the black gold part, the gold top really quickly. Where's that punch? I took a strip of that, punched it, and then with because I've got the circle dies out, the scallop one, I just added a little piece there. Really, really simple. And just with the things I've got on the table, nothing extra. So let's have a look at this. I'm going to take a big gulp here in the hope, because if this doesn't work, I will have, there's no kind of turn it over and see. It's quite simply start again. Oh, please, please, please. Why do I do these things to myself? Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Good, good, good. That's gold. Let's heat emboss that. Oh, Kaylin, you sweetie. Isn't it funny? We all think we haven't got an accent, and we all have. But, yeah, I do. I think to myself, I haven't got an accent. Right, so I'm just going to close that up because I can see myself. It's like a very proper English. Do you know, actually, it's really funny. I was only talking to my mum about this the other day and saying, I sound so posh, I sound so posh. She said, no, it's because you're clearly spoken. But yeah, I was like, oh, I don't like listening to myself on video. I sound so posh. Right, let me add that so that I can thread. This is earlier in the catalogue. There is, oh gosh, what's it called? The linen braided thread, I think it's called. So I think that is going to go there and over. We'll take that in place. Just do that. And add that there. You're liking this? I'm really pleased. Really pleased. And then we will add some dimensions behind the actual bauble itself. Gosh, I'm running out of dimension. Oh no, I'm not. They're right here. Now let's do that. And that is really not that many kind of elements here. There we go. And then I was thinking of popping that onto red so it stands out a bit. Thank you, Carol. Bless you, thank you. I'm quite chuffed with how this one has come together, actually. Quite chuffed. Let's see. So I'm matting that on. I I think that's Poppy Parade actually, and that braid is actually real red, so it's not quite the same red, but that Poppy Parade is the same red as is at the houses and the doors and things like that. Do you like that? So there you go. The red layer makes it pop. That's what I thought, for a change. I could so easy just put that onto a dark layer, which I think my next card is going to have. But I just thought that was... And again, as we know, I will add that later. Liking that. Really liking that. So that's 2 cards. I've got one more for you, which is a shaker card. And this one this was actually the first card I kind of thought about doing for you. And that was because the ladies loved doing a shaker card the other day. Let's just put that to one side. And I needed to make a card and pull this out. Zoo globe. Now, you could, let me just pop that to one side. You could also use, where is it? Still scenes. You could also use this one if you had this, but I had this to hand and I felt the simplicity of this worked better with the houses than perhaps the intricacy of this one. They both would look beautiful, but that was more the look that I was after. So that's the one I'm going to use. So, okay, let's pop those over there. Oh, I like those. I've enjoyed doing those. Right, what have we got? Let's get... Right, I'm going to sponge up again. This time I'm using, this one is Misty Moonlight. So Misty Moonlight ink to start with. Which one have you had, Danietta? The zoo one or the Christmas, the still scenes? So just like before, I'm going to create a bit of a halo. Helps focus your eye. I do love a spot of sponging. Now, I grant you, you're probably not going to want to do a whole load of sponging if you were making 50 cards to send at Christmas. But if you were making just a few special ones, then why not? Zoo globe, yes. This is actually its first use for me too. But I started to look at making a baby card earlier, and then my thoughts suddenly went to Facebook Live tonight, and I found myself thinking about this card. So that is Misty Moonlight on Misty Moonlight. I do sometimes, but if not, I photograph everything, Louise. Everything I make, I photograph so that I can go back and take a look at it later down the line and see. Sometimes you can just repurpose something. Sometimes you do something and you think to yourself, do you know what, I wish I'd tried it with that. Or they bring out a new stamp set or a new colour and you just think, oh, that would look amazing in that. So I always have photos, but thankfully, good old Pinterest, I store all my photos on there of whatever I've made, so I can just go straight back to my Pinterest board and just have a little look there and scroll back through, which actually I did earlier today. I was looking for something I'd made using Designer Series paper, be it that we've got this deal on at the moment to get some cheaper. I was looking back to see what I had previously made with lots of paper. Yep, keep a library of all your cards, of everything you've made. I mean, we always keep, you keep boards of what you might like of others, but why not keep one of things you've made? And then you yeah, you can go back to them. So I did Misty Moonlight sponging on Misty Moonlight, and then I have added Night of Navy. I'm going to try and go, so you can see where my focal point is there. It really draws your eye in. Yes, so firstly, the card base is Misty Moonlight, and then I've done Misty Moonlight first, and then Night of Navy. My Pinterest board, yes, it's Michaela, but if you put in the Crafty oINK pen, you'll probably find it quicker that way. Now I am going to take this up a notch. Let's use my Night of Navy. I'm going to take some black now and really darken those edges a little bit more. Yeah, if you do Crafty oINK pen, that should bring up a whole load of boards. And I try and section them out a little bit for myself so that I've got, you know, home decor pieces or gift bags and things like that. Cards. But the one where I put everything is just my creations, I think it's called. Something like that. There we go. That's really darkened that up now, so I'm chuffed with that. So, okay, let's move those out the way. I'm just going to have a quick... I've got some herbal tea on the go, which is lovely. Lemongrass and ginger. So I think I'm going to do what I did before and allow that, if I can find it, allow that to dry. So just some water in an aqua pen, or even if it was a paintbrush that you just did it with some water. We'll do a bit of oINK Stella with it. Just because. Make it look like a night sky. Okay. Then, right. Okie dokie. So I'm going to need... Now, these are called Snow Globe Scene Dies. And I think I've not used all of these pieces in here, but they're going to be the 2 pieces that I am going to use. Let's just set that aside for the minute. So I'm going to have that like that. Now, this bottom piece, I couldn't decide when I was pulling out all my bits for this. Let's just put whether to do a silver one or a wooden one. So these are the little domes that you can get. Snow Globe Shaker Domes. And I had a few of these left over from last year. So I've kept those, and they're adhesive on both sides of that. So I haven't used these since last year, actually. So I thought we'd pull those out. You think silver, do you, Jeanette? I was thinking, I was thinking either silver to go with the little houses that will be in there, or I'd pulled some kind of wood grain out. But I did wonder whether silver might be kind of quite nice with that. Actually, probably with the scallop, it probably would be nicer in the silver, actually. So best I look hot off the press. All I've done is peel back the top and pull out a couple of pieces, but it has not been inked up yet. Let's just pull that out as well. So cute, but this could be used, well, baby stuff, and tonight I'm using it Christmas stuff. So it's like a horseshoe. Just leave, let's make sure. Yeah, good. Let's make sure. Oh, that one's a bit, that's a better size. There we go. And that. Okay, silver. Let's have a look. Silver foil. Have I got scraps? Is that silver? Yes, that's silver. Okay. Let us. I'm going to put some embossing on this because I feel it needs some detail, but I don't want it to be too much. So, Versamark ink. Ink that up. What bird have we got out there now? Oh, wildlife's really happening out here in the fields tonight. Add that. There you go. This is clear embossing powder, so it looks white, but it's actually clear. Let's just... And that is so that the detail is very subtle. You haven't, Claire? Well, maybe that's something you should. Heat embossing, or, I mean, you can see it's kind of buckling backwards, but that will soon flatten out in a minute when I put that through to die cut. It just helps add that little bit of detail without being too... It almost looks more etched now, be it that it's clear. So there's that. And then we will run that through. Then we need to decide... I'm going to have to stick that down because it doesn't want to stay flat. You think the darker wood would be lovely too. I did think possibly the darker wood with the dark wood with the dark colour would be a potentially another good option. Yes. I'd say the only thing. Hey, we can try it. I can do both. We can have a little look and see, because I think it really depends on... I'm not going to move that too much because that might still be drying a little bit. But there's that. And then let's add... let's use early espresso. And we'll just see how that looks. So you've got the choice, really. If you are a lover of heat embossing, you can do some heat embossing. And if you're not a lover of heat embossing, you don't have to do it. You've got the choice. Let's just pull. Do love my new cut and emboss. It's fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. It cuts like butter. So there we go. I'll put that there. So you've got the silver or you've got the wood. So as this comes together, we can decide. The silver, I think, lifts the glitteriness around the night sky. And I think the wood is that sort of dark, moody. So I think there's, you know, both would look lovely. Right, what am I doing now? I do need to die cut this so that I can get on with, there's that. And actually, we will use the navy, native navy. And if I stamp this first, then I'll know where I'm die cutting. rest of the look of the... Exactly, yeah. We'll see how it's going. And then we've already got both pieces die cut ready, and we can decide then as we go. So let's die cut this piece. So this is where we're going to be popping the dome through in a little while. Firstly, I need to... Oh, wow, looking at this, under the lights over here, you can really see the sparkle of the oINK of Stella. Oh, I really hope that's picking up just as well for you on the camera, because that is quite something. I really... Can you see that? oINK of Stella, it's a must. You have to have that. Right, let's put those out there, out the way. Okie doke. So this is going to have our little houses on. So let's pull in a few of these houses, and we need some snowy ground. Let's pull in a few of those, and I might need another couple of trees potentially. Okay, let's just die cut a little scrap. So this is the shimmery white again. In fact, I'll do that side, then I'm not wasting so much. And then I will rip it, just like I did with the bauble. I will rip that so it gives that kind of rough, snowy look. I always think it's hard to get it started. Sometimes it's easy to put a little snip there. You like that background, do you, Jeanette? Thank you. Oops. Okay, that's going to go in there, and then we need to add, just like with the other, we will add some houses. Yeah. Oh, these are so cute. I do love these little houses. As I said earlier, I think it's that sheet with the tiniest houses that's my favourite. Right, let's give that a good little stick down there. You're going to be flicking your oINK Stella tomorrow. Honestly, it's the look at that. It's like a real night sky. Flick that Stella, girls. Right. I've buried them. No, I haven't. Let's add a few of these. Now, the only thing I'm in danger of here is when I add the sequins and what have you, they're going to go behind this house potentially. But hey, I just think you need... Now, how did this one come about? I was out, was it earlier today? When did I see this, or was this the other day? Oh, it was yesterday when I went to pick up my glasses. And we went for lunch, Graham and I, in the garden centre where we would normally take Bertie for to go and see Father Christmas. And we started to think about this year and all the sort of COVID situation, and will we be able to go and see Father Christmas or not? Yes, actually, yay, I should have done that first. Oh, silly girl, silly girl. Yes, I should have done that first, because you're absolutely right. If you do that, it makes them move better. And I completely should have done that. There's going to be a certain snow scene in there in a minute. Yeah, we were in the garden centre, and it made me think about most years they have this dome with all these abundance of these little tiny houses in there, and you go in underneath the table and you pop your head up through the table, and suddenly your head is amongst all these little houses with their lights on, and oh, it's so cute. That's how this came about. So these are houses that were at the side of the piece of paper that are cut off, a couple of these. Again, don't throw them away because you can tuck them in behind. Waste not, want not. Okay, tuck that one right over at the side, and then we will have, I'm going to put that one flat. I do like a shaker card from time to time. Yeah, they can take a little while, but they're fun. They are fun, and we had fun doing them. That house is a little drunk. But never mind. Right, let's see. Have I got any more trees that I can... Only two very large ones. I'd like a little one in there. Let's see. Let's cut this one out. I think there's trees of this size on a couple of the sheets. There's that. Let's just take the bulk of this away. It'd be easier to cut then. And trim down this side. In there, in there, in there. It's so quiet outside. As the stamp set of the globe states, still scenes. There we go. And I might just tuck that one in there. But I'll just trim that base up a tiny bit more. I say, lots of fiddly work, but you probably wouldn't make many of these. But I just think it's fun. And maybe to make one for your neighbours for Christmas or something. To go with a little gift. Right, let's start. So, are we going to go... Obviously, that's going to be going over the top with some snow in. Are we going to go for that? Or are we going to go with... Let's just... Are we going to go for that? You got the choice there. Silver... or wood. And whilst I'm waiting on the delay, I'm going to get my card base. Now, can't decide if this is going to be... Yes, I think it needs to be the dark. Silver, silver. Silver. Silver, it's looking like it is then. Yeah, we will go silver. That's what Jeanette said first of all, so we will run with silver. So we need to think what I'm doing here. That is going to sit there. That is where I need to put my adhesive. I will glue that in place. I will add my sequins and glue that over. And then we will pop the outer part on. Trust you, Audrey. So we will just make sure that is absolutely lined where I want it to be. And add this. I'm liking this. That house is going to annoy me though. But if I'm shaking it, you're not going to see. And it's going to get covered in snow in a minute. So there is that. Now, where's my embossing buddy again? Just going to add a little bit of dusting to the inside of there. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. But what it will do is it will help for some of this to not stick quite so mad when I put these in. I haven't got many left here, so I may end up adding. Actually, I think that's probably enough. I don't want to go too mad, but I am mindful that some of those might go behind. There we go. I'm going to have them all stuck to me now. You dust the sequins too. Wow. How do you manage that? Do you lay them out or something and dust them and then... Because you couldn't, surely not now. Do you? I've never done that before, but hey, I'm willing to give it a go if I'm going by your guidance here. Is that really when you would do it, or would you do it before and then on like a piece of paper and then shake them in or something? That is, wow, real dedication there. I think the silver is going to look fab with the silver in there. I won't lift that because that will shake out. I'm just waiting for the lovely Jeanette to do that. Then I'm going to add, do we add red thread, lay out and dust over? So I'm a bit late in doing that now, although I could probably just tap some. It's going to pick up some, but it will pick up, it will have achieved it to some, won't it? So that's it. Thank you for that tip. I do like it when we learn from each other. Right, okay, so the dome. Let's pull off this backing. Oops. And add, yeah, because you probably wouldn't get that in there, which I've got, which, you see it's all hopping up already. I think I've got this right. It's a bit tricky. Let me just check. Yeah. Not being right over it and looking through. It's a bit tricky to tell. Right, there we go. I love it. Do love a shaker card. And a wintry scene at that. Fab. Then we will add this over the top, which she's forgetting. This has got adhesive on both sides. I can't get that up. And then we will just add a sentiment. Shake it, baby, shake it. They're just fun, aren't they? A nice interactive card. Pop that over. So I'm not putting any other matting layer. I'm leaving it to be quite moody, because then it looks real kind of night sky. Now that bottom edge just needs a gentle trim. Just put that die on my magnetic sheet before I go losing it. That's better. That would have bugged me otherwise. So I am now thinking I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals, and I'm thinking, so going back to this one, I have cut 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to use that side. Slot that in. Check that it is as straight as it can be, otherwise it won't be. Oh, can't see that properly. God, good job I got these glasses on and not my others. Okay, I'm going for it. Yep, that'll do. That'll do for me. Then I'm bringing in that sentiment again, from our house to yours, because I like that sentiment to go with these little houses. I think they're cute. We will bring in Night of Navy ink again rather than black. I just think that is a little, it ties everything in, and it's a nice dark colour anyway. There's that. Then trim that down. And then we will do the same as I did before. I think most have got a little diddy punch like this. I find these ever so useful to have. There's that. Right. So what would you like to see on here? I am tempted with the red with this. Red thread. I'm going to put a tag. It's quite a big tag, but hey. Red thread, red bow, I think probably will stand out more than linen thread, which I've buried anyway. Oh, it's behind my cup. Linen thread. I'm thinking the red. I think the red is going to lift it, I think. So let's add that. Yeah, red, that's what I think. I reckon we do that. What do we reckon? Left or right with a bow? Yeah, I think the red too. I think the red's going to lift it. Just wondering whether that wants to go on that side rather than the opening side. I'm looking through the camera to see if I can see how. Oh, I don't know. I quite like it on the right. Oh, Mr. Piggly. Okay, let's do a frugal way here, as it might help. The left. We're marching again, aren't we? Left, right, left. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, we'll go left. I did wonder whether it was a little clashing with the opening of the... Oh, that's it, see. Come to my Facebook Live and we do a bit of marching. Marching band here. All right, let's do... And Michaela Titheridge, she's a complete nutcase. I'm going to do a knot there first in order to keep that in place. Firstly, then we'll stick that down. Put that right up. Like. And then we can thread this in, or we can do the little trick that I did before. I'm a nutter, Jeanette. And then I will do... Oh. Fingers and thumbs. too straight. Maybe I'm going to need to, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a dimensional under that to hold that in place. That's what I'm going to do. That's better. Pull that one out a bit. Lovely. That's why you love me. Ah, you're kind, thank you. Oh, I nearly snipped the wrong piece there. There. Do we feel that is finished? We could add a few more sparkly bits around here if we felt, and if not, I'll use that another time. I might use that with the baby card actually. But I need to get making. We could put a few of these. I've got a few on my desk. Shall we add a few of those just to use them since they're scattered over my desk? Let's just do that. You like, I say, that was, you've probably seen them in the garden centres where they have those things you put your head in. They've got the little houses, and that's what it reminded me of. Put a few of these around just because I found them. Just because. You'll like. And maybe another. Oops. Oh yeah, I've forgotten there's little stars in there as well. Maybe a star or two. Let's just add a few in some really random places. I don't want it to look too like they're spaced out. I want them to look scattered. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Odd numbers, you are absolutely right. I feel. And we will add not that one. That's the only one that looks like that. Get off my finger. Yeah. One there. And I think that's the only one I've not stuck down. Actually, I quite like it there. Are they all stuck? Yes. Ta-da! Why, thank you, kind ma'am. There. Oh, I have enjoyed those. They were fun. But I have to say, I enjoyed it last week as well. And I have got lots of this paper left. And I have just ordered more. Oh, let me put that in for when There are my 3 cards for you this evening. Fun. Using up some scraps, hiding pieces, using up the little houses and scraps again, and just making something a little bit different. Yes, a little more time consuming, but actually very simple pieces. Nothing too fussy. Yes, I've pulled in, a different set here to, if all you had were the dies, you could do this one. You didn't necessarily need the stamp set for that one, actually. But there you go. I'm so pleased you liked. Actually, I had these sat over here, but I don't think they would have gone anywhere on here. I did think about, oh, stop it. Oh, I do love a secret, a snowflake. No, I'll ruin it if I add any more to it. I'm so pleased you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Loved having you here with me and helping me and doing our little marching dance that's become quite a regular event. You're all mad. Completely Fruit Loop. Let me turn you around and see you all for the rest of the evening. I'm going to head in now. Step away. I know it's very tempting, and I do love a snowflake. I could have very easily added, but I won't. I will leave them there. I'm so pleased you joined me. I'm so pleased you liked, and if you haven't already bought these papers, you need to, because they are gorgeous. I really don't need the stamps. Absolutely. Seriously, you know, a Christmas sentiment set, a few basic shapes and that paper and a good pair of paper snips, and you are well away in making some Christmas cards here. Look out for your online class. Yes, I will get that added, and I'll do a big kind of an obvious post that says I have done it. I just need to get what I'm waiting on is I'm still doing uploading all the video, so I've got to compile the whole video for you, so I need to get that sorted and then it will be ready for you. So you bought your papers today, Sandy. Good girl. I'm so pleased, because you're going to need them and you're going to love playing with them. If you haven't already bought them and been playing, you're going to love. The more I have played, the more I have loved. So hopefully for those ladies that were with me last weekend, I hope I've given you a few more ideas of what you can do with what product you went home with, that you can still be creative with, and what you can team it up with. And oINK of Stella, oINK of Stella and your papers must go on your next order, that is for sure. And tap, tap, tap. Right, lots of love to you all. Stay safe and keep crafting, and thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week.